I'm too old for oil changes. I'll be 72 years old in June of 2022, and crunching up to do oil changes is getting to be too difficult for me. It's not the oil changes themselves, but bending down is the hard part for me. I've always been this way, even in my 20s. It was difficult for me to crunch up. I still have plenty of upper body strength, but you would never ever call me a rubber man, such as what Dick Van Dyke was called when he first started in show business. It has always been an effort for me to bend over or do deep knee bends. I could do a one-handed push-up. I could even do a one-handed chin-up, but tuck my knees to my chin, my muscles did not like it a bit. I could run the bleachers. You know, that old gym class punishment for a class that was considered out of control by the teacher. So it's time to do oil changes, and it's getting difficult for me to bend down to do them. I change the oil once a year, maybe a bit longer for the Farmall because I don't use it that much, but I do like to do yearly oil changes. I expected to do one more mowing of the lawn before winterizing the lawnmower last fall, but it snowed and the ground was too wet to mow, so I didn't winterize the lawnmower. I will clean it up now and do the things I should have done last fall during this oil change. What happens is I get to huffing and puffing when I bend over. It's as if I sprinted a couple of miles. So with all this huffing and puffing, I got distracted and I spilled oil. I even forgot to put the oil filter oil release plug back in before adding the oil to the tractor. This plug drains the oil out of the oil filter to reduce oil spillage when changing out the filter. At least that's the theory. And the air filter for the tractor is a screen that is covered in oil while the tractor is running. They will do this to cars and trucks in the desert areas because standard air filters will not protect the engine from grit, whereas the oil bath will catch all the particles, even those that would pass through a typical paper air filter. The oil spillage from the tractor is on me, but pulling the oil filter on the brush and lawnmower spilled oil all over the place and runs around the base of the engine and on the floor and all over me, and it is a mess. As for me scrunching up, I could get a rack that lifts the mowers up so that I wouldn't have to bend over, but why not hire someone to do this and take care of the used oil and the used antifreeze besides? It's a lot cheaper than buying one of those lift racks. Back on the farm, I used to change out everything, the oil and the antifreeze on all the tractors. We had 9 of them. We also had a self-propelled combine. We had a couple of trucks, and of course a couple of cars and a couple of mowers. And I would change the oil filters, air filters. I even changed the antifreeze wherever it was appropriate. I didn't mind it a bit. First of all, it was easier to do back then because of the design of the motors, and I was a heck of a lot younger too. So next spring, I'll have someone come out and change all the oil and the filters and the antifreeze. I guess this is another thing that I will no longer be able to do. Before we go, it's important to quickly mention for all who are visiting to subscribe, ring the bell, leave a comment, and share with friends and family. Now for the most important part. Thank you to those who have subscribed. Thank you. And yes, thank you to those who are visiting. We value you too. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers so that we may receive a pittance from YouTube to cover expenses. We replaced one camera, tripod, and bought a water-cooled editor for video production, plus all the tools we review. So if you could help us reach that 1,000 subscription point, thank you. Well, this is the old farmer Scott Bain. Be well, be safe, and be kind to someone.
Don't forget to click like and click subscribe on the Old Farmer YouTube channel. And thanks again for watching. Bye.
The VFW National Home for Children, providing families of veterans and active duty military opportunities for growth and development in a nurturing community. Please consider a donation to help their children and families. I.C. Rhodes speaking.